Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games and another episode of our Indie Games Spotlight. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be unboxing NOVUS MALLUM First Encounter. Here we go then, so here is the starter set. This is made by Enviro Games Limited. Big thanks to them for sending out this copy for me to share with you. This was one of the first preview copies that they sent out, so some of it would have changed by the time you get round to ordering a copy if you wanted to add one to your collection, but the box and the packaging is going to be very similar to everything we go through. You can see here in the box you're going to get a colour rulebook, unit cards, loads of models as well, and it's featured in this environmentally friendly packaging, and that's one of the big things about this company. This isn't a paid video, but I did get this preview copy free, and the idea here is just to get everything out of the box, give you an introduction to the game and the company, let you know what they're all about, and then hopefully you can go off and have a look yourself, explore a bit further, and decide whether this is something you'd like to add to your collection or not. So let's get started. We'll get everything out of the box here, and I think first of all we'll go through the book. Then we'll have a look at the character cards, and then we'll have a close look at the miniatures, which are packaged in a totally different way. So here we are then, here's the book, and it's got this really interesting cover, nice and gloss, real thick, and any of the paper-based components from this box set will be derived from sustainably managed forests. As we go through the book, the pages are pretty thick as well, so really good quality paper here. It's all glossy right through the whole print, very good quality in the printing. You're going to get some illustrations, nice map here, and then you're going to get some photos of the miniatures as well. This one's not a big book, so I think it's going to be a quick game to get started with. Altogether there's 6 phases. You've got the command phase, movement phase, magic, shooting, combat, and morale. So it's going to follow some other games that you're familiar with, so it's going to go in that flow of just those 6 phases. And in this set, you're going to be taking on the Dwarves of Anvil Deep or the Gnomes of Gnarlwood. Now these gnomes aren't your garden variety, these are some pretty creepy and sinister looking characters, which is a nice change from the usual, although I do like the more cartoony kind of gnomes, the cuter ones, but if you want something a bit creepy, these guys look like they'll fit the bill. There's a formations concept here with the game, and you're going to be putting together formations that will consist of between 3 and 8 models per formation, and then they can comprise of all different models with different roles to play in your army. It looks pretty straightforward to get started. What you need is clearly laid out. The scenarios included in the book, there's 5 altogether. You go through the deployment, and then all the phases are broken down to work through. And it's not pages and pages of rules to learn. You can see here that magic's on one page, shooting is on one page as well, as is combat and morale. So nice, quick and easy. In fact, morale phase is only half a page of actual writing and instructions. So this is going to be a real quick one to get stuck into straight away. You've got your deployment maps, you've got your different objectives and scoring there, with a nice introduction to the scenario, all the details and the map clearly laid out on 2 pages, so that's all you need to have open on the tabletop. Alright, that's the book, nice and simple, and now we'll have a look at the cards. The box is going to give you 3 units for the dwarves, and here's an example of the leader, Captain Kragner, and it's going to have a little introduction to him, the equipment he's got. On the back it's just got the NOVUS MALLUM logo there, and then you're going to have all the abilities that he can do, as well as the keywords as well. And then to the right, move, defense, save, wounds, and a combat speciality too. I like the simplicity of this. Everything you need is on the cards. You're going to have the book open on the 2 pages you need for the scenario, and if you did need to check any rules, there's not going to be many to learn, so I don't think you're going to be going in and out of the rule book, which is a big deal for me. I think that's really good, and I love having cards like this that you can just refer to. All you need when you're doing a unit is 1 card and you're good to go, and a few keywords that you'll need to learn too. Alright, let's have a look at some of the models then. And the packaging comes in these little envelopes. They've changed how they mark them up. They come with a kind of stamp on the front now. So if you order your copy, which are made to order, and the website tells us it can take up to 4 weeks to get it out to you. But here you can see you've got the miniatures in this plastic, and these are all made from the CYCLAIRE plastic. It's a great system. If you haven't seen it already, definitely worth having a look and seeing what they're up to. And I've noticed a lot of companies are starting to use them now, but you can see here this has come out really crisp. And then you're going to get a few components. It's good that the arms have got the kind of sockets to go into. That's always really helpful when putting them together. You can see the details of the face there as well. and then here's the shield. And the really nice thing about these, they've got this cool feature where if you imagine a shield ward going together, they're going to kind of clip in place like that. So that's a nice touch. I really like that. That stood out a lot. But yeah, great quality of the miniatures, and I really like what's going on with this CO cast. And one thing that's very cool is you're not going to get the sprues, because what they do is they take everything off the sprues and then package them up, and then they can recycle these back into the system and then cast them as miniatures in the future. So no parts going to waste there. All right, let's open another bag. We'll have a look at some of the components for the gnomes of Gnarlwood. I must say, it's kind of cool not to have loads of plastic to open, and there's something about these little envelopes makes it feel kind of handcrafted and very indie feel to it, which is nice. And if you've been watching the channel, you'll know I really like indie games and love featuring things like this. So it's great to get some attention onto a new company and a new game like this who are approaching the hobby from a different perspective. And here we are. Here's one of the gnomes then. That face is really nice. Totally different kind of gnome than you might be used to, so it's good that they've gone in a different direction and certainly a lot more sinister. Although this guy looks a little bit friendly, actually. He looks kind of right. Let's have a look at some of the other details. This is nice. There you go. You've got the arrows there. Looking good. Come out really well in that casting. And then this nice fine bow. So you can just see how fine those tips are. And that's come out great. So a little bit of trim to do where they've took it off the sprue there. But otherwise, you've not seen any lines really on this. It's going to be really quick and easy to get going. We have to look at the main guy. So here he is. And this is a really nice piece. You've got all the detail and texture coming through on the scars of the face, on the beard and hair, and then all the different armour. Then on the back, we're going to have one large section, which is this pretty nice cloak and a really cool shield. Look at that. Got some fantastic details going on. So what I'll do is I'll get this miniature built so you can see it. I'm not going to build all these miniatures in this video. There's a lot of miniatures in here. I mean, altogether you're going to get 26 miniatures, and this is just an introductory video just to let you know what it's all about. But definitely check out the links down in the description if you want to have a look at more of the miniatures. But here's the main man, all built and ready to go. He's got this flintlock pistol, he's got the axe, that cloak, big chunky cloak, and that awesome shield. Really nice looking model, this one. And as well as this game, this is going to be great for other miniature games as well. If you play D&D, this could be a really cool character, which you can actually buy on its own. And I think it's been pretty popular since they released that separately. Right, now we've got some tokens to look at. So these are all printed on the MDF as well. So again, no plastic tokens. You're not going to get any dice in here either, and there's no need to include them. We've all got dice that we can use. It's D6 dice for the game, which we've got tons of in the hobby. And from even if you don't play the hobby and you wanted to start something new, I'm sure you've got a game Monopoly or something lying around. But you can see here, all the engraving is done really nice. You can paint these up if you wanted to, or just leave them as they are. You know, I'm quite glad there's no dice in here. I think a lot of starter sets give you dice, and they're just small, and they're not very good, and you don't use them anyway. So the fact there's none in here doesn't really bother me at all. And I like the concept, the direction they're coming from, and certainly recommend if you want to find out more about them and have a look at the miniatures, just have a look at their website with that link down below. And then you can see some of the pictures like I've got featured here taken from their website. But all up, nice little starter set this. You got that book. Few cards, got all the miniatures, 26 in total, really nice quality print, and the tokens, and I think it'll be a quick and easy game to get started with. Let me know what you think for first impressions in the comments down below. Be really interested to hear your thoughts, and also on this CYCLAIRE. Have you heard of that before? What do you think about it? Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Indie Games Spotlight series. Hope you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button. That'd be awesome. Subscribe as well if you haven't already to keep up to date. And I look forward to seeing you here again next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. A massive thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. And today we've just put up a new perk. So if you want to head over there, you're going to get a PDF version of the How to Design a Skirmish for Population Z. Totally free, worth $4.95. And that's just one of the perks. And there's going to be a lot more as we develop our other games this year, including our new fantasy skirmish game and sci-fi game, all releasing by the end of 2024. Links in the description. Be awesome to see you there.